Hello everyone, so this is going to be the first video of the series where every day I'm going to do at least one run through Camp Another normal, speedrunning, sometimes extreme, just kind of like talking to the sake of talking, and kind of just go over what I do in the runs on each breaker. So to start with, I'm going to play Lightning, to go over what I've got at the start, because I've basically just haven't recorded the parts where I've been resetting runs on the first planet, trying to find a crash from the first shot, but to go over what I got suddenly. The starting relics, if you've seen the guide, this is pretty much on par with the guide, apart from critical power shield. There's usually energy conversion module. I'm just testing here to see what this will feel like. So we've got mercy for the more attack power, we've got turret grease for attack power, and then we've got special charge mod for skill resets and a skill build, and then more crit damage since we have a crasher. Skill upgrades, I'm starting with a +1 shot, and then we managed to pick up the increased shock damage on homing lasers. Now, because it's an early planet, I'm not going to go into the room and fire homing lasers, as that's going to be time lost. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to fire them off before I enter the room to get the buff, and then just go in and shockwave, and only move with survival skill to maintain my turret restacks. So fire it here, enter room, and then we're going to, quickly as possible, get next to him and just shockwave, and he dies. So 3-second kill, that's about as fast as it gets for Lightning. Jungler can get 2 seconds because mines is the damage from mines is like more instant, like you press the button and it happens. Shockwave has a longer animation, and this is kind of what I was talking about in the Draken video as well, how his main flaw is just his cast times. So it's like Draken's a good character, he does a lot of damage, but for how long his animations are on his blade shock and his hack and slash, that's kind of what brings him backwards away from Jungler and Lightning's clear speeds. But he can still do a lot of damage. This is really good, so we're obviously going to take the shockwave upgrade here for the extra shock duration and the 50% multiplier. We kind of hope now that on the next floor that we'll find the 200% shockwave, so we could just have the biggest shockwave damage easy as possible, as early as possible, and we're going to pick up that critical power magazine after we kill the boss. So get our buff again, and now this should die much faster than Origin because we got the 50% multiplier on top. Yep, there we go. That's enough for 3-second clear. It's looking good so far. Pick up that critical power magazine. Coming into armor. Armor might be a little bit slower, but we have a lot of damage. If we get the 200% multiplier, we might actually be able to kill armor with just 2 back-to-back shockwaves. But we'll see. It's all down to the RNG. And we managed to get, oh, we didn't get it, but we did get the 500% lightning slide. That's huge damage as well. So we'll see what happens here. We've got a lot of damage. I'm actually going to skip picking up status effect scope. If this was extreme, I would have picked this up just because the bosses get tankier, so shock is more likely to drop off. In normal Camp Another, I don't have fear of that. The health pulls are much lower, so we have like less worry. We're going to push the health bars a lot faster anyway. Reroll. We're going to pick up the skill amp mag afterwards. We need some more skill power in this build. So wait, get the buff from homing lasers, and then we'll go in. Get towards armor, roll under him, come back under, shockwave. Almost got 2 health bars in a single shockwave. That's good. Gonna dodge and then try and land next to him on the last dodge, and shockwave. And then we're going to lightning slide and finish him off. It's pretty good. 23 seconds. I can't exactly remember what my PB is for lightning at this point. I think it's faster than this, but I think that's with crazy RNG of getting 200% on the first floor. This is where like having the 200% upgrade to start instead of the +1 shot is better for lightning because you have more early damage, but you don't get as many resets. So it becomes a problem later on if you never find the +1 shot. Critical box. This is actually really good. Relic rise. Get really good RNG on relics. I'm gonna save homing lasers now because there's gonna be a moment where we have to wait for Polydrop to charge in anyway, so we're gonna use that time to get the homing lasers to bounce around. Then we're gonna dash in, dash over, shockwave. Nice. Get the crit box. If we roll now, we'll have just enough to be able to afford a tier 3, so we're going to do that and see what we get. Cool. There's no tier 3, but we do get Exo in a suit. That's just more damage. Now, Arctic Gear should die pretty fast. I'm going to try and time it so we don't have to worry about phase 2. Phase 2 is the longest of the phases. Preferably would only have first phase and last phase, but there's a chance that we'll have phase 2 and phase 1, phase 3, and... oh, nope, never mind. Arctic Gear's just gonna die. That's good, that's good. Reactive Charge Module, we're going to pick that up afterwards instead of the attack magazine. We much prefer the cooldown for when we get to Protean, so that way we can make sure we have Shockwave up when we need it. Gonna go in, and we're going to fire our homing lasers as we get to the boss, since we have to wait for the animation anyway. So we do this, wait for it to come down, get underneath it, Shockwave. And then Lightning Slide. And Lightning Slide again, we've got good resets. And this is why we take Special Charge Module. Special Charge Module on Lightning is incredible. You do gross things if you can get back-to-back resets. If we didn't get a lightning slide shock reset there, then I would have started dashing towards the door. That way I can catch him when he charges on the last phase. Going into cats, you're going to see a pretty similar strategy here, like I did on Sandman, where I'm just going to run to the center of the room, get them together, dash away from them, and then just cleave them both down instantly. Converge Energy Skill Module. This is honestly probably one of the best lightning runs that you could hope for in terms of relics, but skill upgrade order, we haven't had the greatest ordering on them, but that's okay. Go into the cat room, we're going to get to the center and then fire our homing lasers to get the buff. So we're in the center, homing lasers for the buff, and then we're going to lightning slide, dash away, and then kill them both with shockwave. We're going into Protean at sub 1 minute, so this is likely going to be like a sub 115 to a 125 clear, depending on what attacks Protean decides to do at the start. We might get incredibly lucky, and he might do the leap instantly. In that case, it might end up being a 105, but it's very unlikely. We haven't had, what's it called? The other homing laser upgrade, the ×2 lasers, that's kind of needed for the big burst on Protean's last phase, but that's okay. Let's see what we got going on here. Don't need weapon bow, we don't want crit, this is a terrible shop, don't want health regen. The cooldown could be good, that's not a bad crasher, but I much prefer this boss target. Can't afford a tier 3 roll now. The cooldown would be good. I should probably buy the cooldown, but I want to be greedy and try and get more damage. If I roll now, I can still afford a tier 3. We got Giant Snake, we'll take that. So, go into Protean. Going to fire our homing lasers whilst he's doing his first attack, and then try and dodge whatever the damage it's going to be. Dodge right. Go back towards him. He's going to reel back, so we're going to push now. Oh, I mistimed it. If we timed it better, we would have had him going backwards to try and get ready to do the attack, which would have let us skip this phase. That's okay, we'll just kill him. Oh, I'm messing all this up. Yeah, it's gonna be a 125, but that's okay. Oh wow, it's going to be even worse than the 125. Oh, I played so bad. Oh well. That would have been a pretty good Protean kill. See, this is how easy it is to mess up speedrunning in this game, but nonetheless, that was pretty good. What I should have done, basically, when I shockwaved at the start to hit him, I thought he was doing the animation to go into the jab, but it wasn't. I was like a frame early. If I waited at least like 0.5 seconds more, he would have started reeling back for attack, and I would have skipped the second phase completely. The reason you want to do that is because second phase has super armor, which means you're going to do less damage during that phase, which obviously just means your run's going to be slower. If we got it to go into to skip that phase and go into lifesteal phase instantly, then after it's done its first charge, we could have just killed it without it ever going into last phase. 129, I think that's top of Steam right now. I'm not sure. There's been a lot of glitched and hack times at the top of the leaderboard, so I just haven't been paying attention to them. Let's see if they fixed it. So, oh, someone beat my Zerny time, that's cool. I can do that again at some point, but I don't really care too much about Zerny. Symphonia, yeah. I don't know about that one. But these are the problem times. These just aren't possible. As you saw, even on someone like Lightning, you got really fast time. Like, you're one-shotting bosses and you get into, you're getting to, what's it called? Protean at like sub 1 minute. It's just like, it's just not possible to get there and kill it in that time, like especially on characters like Lightning. 11 seconds is just not a thing. Jungler, maybe. If you have an absolute crazy bonkers run, it might be possible, but these aren't legit. And this same problem on Captain Extreme. Like, there's no way you're getting to the top in 17 seconds, but it's only on, and the reason why I know this is hacked as well, because even if you just add one additional player into your group, say you went double lightning as a 2-player, your times would be super, like, around the same as these. You would only add on like 3 to 4 seconds more, but on the multiplayer leaderboards, it's like 4 minutes still, so it's like, it's not possible. I'm hoping to, on Thursday or Friday, with Dippets and Cannon Fodder, I'm gonna hope and see if they want to actually try and push some times. If they do, then we're gonna try and reclaim the rank 1 spots again. So, and I think seasonal is also disgusting. Yeah, I mean that lightning time is actually possible in seasonal though, so I give him credit. But yeah, there's just a bunch of issues with them not fixing bugs and people cheating to the point where the incentive to actually speedrun this game is kind of killed in a sense. Like, I love speedrunning this game, but that sort of thing that you see on the leaderboards just makes me not want to do it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to try and get another one out tomorrow. Leave a comment of what breaker you would like to see, and I can see what I could do speedrun wise on them, and see if we can make something work in Cannon Fodder normal. Aside from that, I'll catch you in the next one.